Unmuting us. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We don't know where Caligar is, and we miss him dearly.
All right, so who's kicking things off?
Sponsors?
Sponsors.
Lost my track. Oh, there it is. Okay. Monument Studios, your new tabletop superpower, stream and share TV-ready music and ambiance. Explore over 5,000 professional audio files, 800 fantasy music tracks, 250 plus horror music tracks, 100 plus sci-fi music tracks. Taverns, dragon caves, bazaars, shipyards, battlefields. It's Fantasy Plus. Located and founded in... Yeah, so that's Monument Studios. And then... Last Bastion Studios will be at DesignerCon in Las Vegas, November 15th through the 17th. It is an annual art and design convention that smashes together collectible toys and designer goods with urban, underground, and pop art. Be sure to visit Last Bastion Studios booth. Tickets on sale now.
Guess it's time for a little recap. Last session, we talked, guys. We had conversations. Truths were revealed. Mostly. Kind of, sort of. Well, at least to Cardinal and by Zeke. I'm not sure about everybody else. We decided to go back to the lair just to make sure the job was done. Found a lot of blood dried way faster than it should have been if we woke up the next day, which is what we thought, until we tried to contact the guys with the ship, and they told us we've been missing for 2 weeks, so we did a little time skip, which is not fun.
A forced time skip.
Yeah, we didn't even get a choice.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think it was a nice respite from the hard work we've been doing. We were afforded a good fortnight's worth of sleep.
Fortnight's worth of unconsciousness. Well, we head back to Clark-Currant to meet with Tobias's grandmommy, great grandmommy, and apparently she approved, which means we're in the clear. She gave us some help, told us some details about the city of Grand and the mother of the Witch King, Rathi. And it was apparently going to be our target as, you know, she's the leader of the cult of Slanesh, kind of, sort of openly. It's like an open secret in that city. But before we go there, I think we decided to head to... What was the name of the city of Cain?
Harganeth.
Harganeth. That's the one. That's where we're heading today, to try and get the help of a rival cult to hopefully infiltrate Grand eventually. I'm definitely going to remember these names.
Yep.
Oh, and then as we were talking to the grandma, we all realized we had marks on ourselves from the spot where we died, which she gave us tattoos without us knowing. Not cool. Hashtag get consent. It was all in the shape of the mark of the archfey, known as the Queen. So, patron of somebody, aka Ezekiel.
Well, wait, I didn't say that.
Well, we put 2 and 2 together to make 4. Anyways, we also got access to her library, where we did a little research on this city of executioners and rules and whatchamahave. So we think we're prepared. But we'll see how it goes.
Definitely prepared.
Take it away, DM.
Oh, is that my cue?
Yes.
Yeah, stop vibing to the music and laughing at my jokes and get into game.
Can't help it. The music's just so great.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass, DM.
And that's how we lost Ezekiel.
Hey, my backup character's great. I have a concept
Is
of
it
a backup
Carpenter?
character.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so yeah. After you guys talked with the head of House Furion, you were told you have 3 days before the ship is restocked and ready to set sail. So is there anything you want to do in the city of Clark Huron before you left? Or any conversations you want to have to figure out? Or something? I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want to rob some people. I gotta get it out of my system.
I want to buy some potions.
Okay. Let's start with the potions stuff.
Thank you.
What kind of potions are you looking for?
We
Did
just
we
need
get
some
paid?
healing potions.
No.
Oh, yeah, did we get paid?
There wasn't any money on the line for it. It was more information.
Oh.
Okay. That's okay. I still have 1,000 gold.
That's why you have a rogue.
Didn't he steal like 7 coppers last time we were in town?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I
Alright.
got more money than this kid.
Yeah, if you spend some time like going through the market district, you do find, you know, a potion vendor there. So you can just use that store tab that's in the compendiums and buy what you want. Probably the easiest way.
The city version.
Yeah, city version. And let's go with the kleptomaniac.
Let's
What,
go.
Who or what do you want to rob?
First, I use my disguised self, Mask of the Many Faces, to appear like a random dark elf.
Okay.
Second, I go to the rich market district and I look for somebody who looks like they got some money.
Roll up perception for me.
Perception. This is gonna go great. We got this. Nothing could go wrong. And the bad rolls start.
Hey, at least it wasn't a 1 to start. Okay, so you're going through the market districts, and most of the people there really just seem to be like your average citizen going about the day. There's no nobility stands out. No one's being given a wide berth that you're seeing.
Okay. I will look for a booth that seems particularly busy or a shop. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Okay. So you do say after about probably a good half hour to 45 minutes of searching around, you do find one venue that seems to be drawing in a larger than average crowd. And you go inside, or do you go inside?
Yeah, I'll go inside.
Okay. So you go inside, and you're just overwhelmed with like this constant barrage of voices. You're able to make out a few that are shouting. Just want to see something here. You don't speak Elvish, do you? You don't.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you pick out several voices. You're able to kind of like follow the sound of their voice back. You do see and about three areas spread around at the end of a longer hall. There's these elves that are standing up, and they're pointing at the crowd, and they're shouting, and they're pointing, and they're constantly moving around. And every now and then you see a hand pop up from the crowd, and they move their finger back over, start pointing at that person. And it's just an overwhelming sense of noise because you can't make out what they're saying. You're muted.
I would like to look for somebody with a large coin purse or see somebody handing over money and them, maybe the three elves putting in the money in a coin purse. And then use my mage hand, which is not invisible because I don't have any levels in Rogue anymore, to try to snake that coin purse.
Okay. First, let's go with a perception.
You got this, buddy.
It's actually a decent roll. Not great, but it's decent.
He's improving.
So you're working your way through the crowd, and the one thing you're picking up is that the transfer of money doesn't happen in this open space. You do hear like the sound of metal coins being like slapped onto a table, more towards the front, so kind of back the way you came. By the time you get over there, you realize there's 3 tables set up, and the garb of the people behind the tables matches to each of the elves that are standing and shouting across the room. And it seems like after someone gets whatever they were looking for from the ones that are yelling, they come over to the tables to negotiate the price or to pay off what they're owed.
Okay, and when they pay the money, are they exchanging it to a person? Are they just leaving it on the table? How's the exchange work?
It's they're pretty much, more often than not, it's they'll count out their money, put it into a bag, put it on the table. The person behind the table will swipe it up and then turn around and pass off to someone else, and then that bag of coins is carried off into a back room.
Oh gosh darn it. Okay. Can I step outside, find a nice quiet alley place where nobody will watch me for a second, and I'm going to cast a spell?
Okay. Oh, there's an alley right around the corner from the building, so you get in there, no problem. Roll a stealth for me.
Perfect. I'm stealthy.
Are you?
It's going just like normal.
Okay, what spell are you casting?
Greater invisibility.
Okay. So as you're going through the incantation and cast the spell, just as you finish that last flourish with your hands and you speak the final syllable, you turn, look down the alley, the entrance that you came from, and you see there are 3 elves that just kind of like stop, and they're all looking down, watching you, and like you kind of have your hand up, like, "Oh no, you caught me!" And just as you're standing there, you watch as your hand vanishes in front of your eyes, and you know you got the spell off.
Perfect. Is there an exit the opposite direction of this alley, or is it kind of a dead end?
It goes around a corner, but you haven't seen what's around the corner yet.
Okay, then I'm just gonna run at the 3 people, and when I'm about 15 feet away, I'm gonna misty step behind them.
Okay. You start running at them. Let's see here. Roll an insight for me.
Insight. I'm not good at this. Hey!
Okay. So as you start running towards them, like your boots are just like with the tight confines of the alley, it's almost like a ping. Excuse me, like it's pinging and echoing off the walls, and you start running. You pick up your speed, and so that sharp sound just increases in rhythm, and you see like a look of terror come across their face, because realistically, in a dark elf city, when someone goes into a back alley and disappears, and then starts running at someone, it's because they want them dead. So as you start running, their faces go white, and they just fucking take off and book it down the street as fast as they can.
Then I won't misty step. I'll just slow down and then casually try to time my entrance back into that building with somebody as they go in.
Okay. And you really want to wait outside for another 5 minutes because this is a fairly busy establishment. Um, and yeah, the door swings open and it gets kind of thrown wide as a group of 6 elves all kind of push their way out. And the door is not swinging too close. Not I can talk today. Not swinging closed too quickly, so you have time that you can easily like snake yourself back in.
Perfect. I will do that.
Okay, now that you're back inside, what do you want to do?
I want to also do that to the door where they're going with the money. Oh, wait.
Okay.
I need to look at something real quick. Well, except that greater invisibility only lasts for a minute.
So you're moving fast? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. You know what? Fuck it. Instead of 5 minutes, like, it was like 20 seconds. From the time you cast it to the time you get inside, you got about 20 seconds.
Then what I want to do is the minute that door opens, I want to bonus action Misty Step through the door.
Okay.
The back door. Like, I'll go in, and then with the 20 seconds left, if I get a chance, I'll bonus action Misty Step in the back door.
Yeah, so like the doors where the money's been going?
Yeah.
You seem to have timed it pretty well because once you're in looking around and getting your bearings, it takes about another 10 seconds, so about half of their spell duration is gone at this point. The door does swing open, and you see your opening.
Is there... Okay, so as I go through, I got 10 seconds left. Is there a spot that looks like I could duck into and hide? What do I see in front of me?
Roll perception.
Oh, God. Oh, come on.
What you see when you get in is it's a smaller room than you were expecting. Looks like there'd be enough room for maybe 2 to 3 people to stand in there comfortably. And there is shelving just bolted to each wall, and on the walls are just various crates, but there's no real place for you to hide. Let's say you got about 15 seconds left on your spell.
Is the guy just dropping something off and heading back out the door? Or did I time it as they came out, I went in?
He was going in.
Okay.
So as he walks in, you kind of appear like in the corner, and he walks in, does a quick glance around, and makes his way over to one of the crates on the right side, lifts the lid, just chucks the pouch in really unceremoniously, which like also like dumps it out a bit. Then turns and walks back out. And I said you had about 15 seconds left.
Yep.
You know what? I want to see how well you roll for this. Just roll a straight d20.
Oh my God.
Um, so he deposits the money, turns, opens the door, and as soon as the door opens, you're looking. You kind of have your hand up just so you can judge yourself. As soon as the door opens, you can now see your hand.
You know, am I in a position where he can see me, or could I have moved, like, as he's coming towards me, quietly moved around behind him towards where
You're
he
in
was
behind
coming
him.
from?
You're behind him.
Okay. I will get really small and just try not to be noticed as the door opens.
Roll stealth.
There's no way I'm going to roll another one. It doesn't happen like that, guys. Oh, dear God.
So he walks out, and you're just like curled up in the fetal position on the floor, praying to whoever's gonna listen. You're not really like you're watching the door to the corner of your eye, and the door swings shut, and you hear it a faint click as it latches.
Perfect. I would like to go open the chest where he put the money and stuff my pockets full of as much money as I can. I don't know if he locked it or if it's unlocked because it's in a locked room.
Roll athletics or acrobatics for me.
Athletics or acrobatics? I don't like that. Yeah, it's not bad. Don't worry, guys. I have an amazing plan on getting out of here.
What, a backup character?
I do have one prepared. I don't have backstory for it, but I have one.
But
Oh,
remember, if Ezekiel fails again, your party members are screwed.
this is
Why is that?
Out of character. College.
Because his patron is pissed.
Oh, shit. That's right.
Yeah. So
Oh shit! I gotta look at that thing.
he might just end up killing himself and dooming us all.
Nah, this is gonna go great.
Okay, so you take a quick second. You kind of like there's loose coins in there, and there's some bags. Come on, the dice are fun. So there's loose coin in the bags, and you figure your best bet is to start going for the bags because you can move those a lot faster.
Yep.
You get about 5 or 6 bags stuffed into a pocket before you feel like maybe it's time to get out.
Okay. Then what I would like to do is stand like 5 feet away from the door and listen for the clicking of the lock to unlock. And when I hear that sound, I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility again. And then try to do-si-do around the person to get out the door. Or, well, no. As the door opens, I'll Misty Step back into the busy room. Which I can still do while invisible.
So you're going to cast a spell and then Misty Step.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll up perception for me.
I hope this works. Come on, man. Let me make some money for once. And not get chased through a city.
Okay, so you're hunkered like right up beside the door, and like your heart is pounding out of your chest, and you hear the voices of countless number of elves on the inside of the door, but you're also very aware of the sound of like the blood rushing through your veins. Like you're worried it's to a point where you're maybe not gonna hear the lock you do hear that faint shift of metal on wood, and the moment you hear that, instantly react, and you go invisible. The door opens. Same guy walks in. This time he's got 3 bags in his arms. He walks back over to the same side.
Does he close the door behind him, or does it stay open? Does it like stay open and slowly swing shut?
I was just gonna see if he goes to the same crate that you just robbed.
I care less about that and more about what the door's doing.
The door swings wide and it starts to swing shut on its own.
Okay, then I'm just gonna stop the door and go out because I'm invisible, and then pull it closed so he hears it close behind him. Because it was swinging shut, so he's expecting it to close, right?
So you stop the door from closing with your hand?
Yes.
Well, then she said you're going to Misty Step out, and then you're like, I'm going to stop the door and step out.
Because now I don't have to cast Misty Step if I can just sneak out the door and let it close naturally behind him, right?
Tell you what, roll a dexterity check for me.
Oh, God. Why am I making this so difficult on myself?
I don't know. Why not just Misty Step?
I don't know.
All right. So as the door's swinging shut, like it's coming around slow enough that you don't feel you need to stop. You're able to just like suck it in and like kind of flip through the door, and it closes on its own naturally. And then I think you're gonna start weaving your way through the crowd.
Yep. I'm just gonna make my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound.
Just
So as
remember,
you're
get your face real close to the coin pouch for the die pack.
Yeah.
So you're making your way through, and right as you get to the entrance, you hear a muffled shout of just pure rage coming from the room that you just left.
Open the front door and just walk out while I'm still invisible.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well,
Sorry, I had to.
Can I see out a window? Are there windows here?
I was gonna say that the door opens up just as you get there. I'll be generous. The door opens up as you get there.
Cool. I'm just casually, stealthily making my way out of that door as it opens and then huffing it down the street.
Okay. So you get out and you take off, and you're fairly certain you got away scot-free.
Cool.
Your generosity will not be forgotten.
Find a quiet little alleyway and check the money that I made.
So you want to like count what you got,
Yeah.
or you just want to like take a look and be like, you're fairly certain of you got a decent haul, or what?
Just like peek. I'm not trying to like hand count it in the street. Just, you know.
Okay. So I said you wound up with like, what was it, 5 or 6 bags? Say 5's a nice round number. You open the first 2 bags and you just see that they are filled with platinum. 2 of them, actually let's make it 6. They're just easier math. 2 of them are filled with gold, and 2 of them are filled with silver.
I'm gonna head home because this seems like a good day.
Okay. And when you get back to the house, you take the time to actually like sit down and count out your spoils. It was 235 platinum, 545 gold, 427 silver.
545 gold and 247 silver.
427.
427 silver. 525.
And 235 platinum.
I didn't have any platinum, so I got that, but I gotta do the math to figure out how much I have on some of the other stuff now.
In Foundry, you can just put it in as plus whatever number.
How?
Go into your inventory,
Yeah.
and then click on where, like, for the gold, do plus 545, hit enter. It'll do the math for you.
Wait. Inventory. There's a box for gold. Oh, plus loot? No. I don't know. I'm going to do it my way.
Oh, bro.
I'll
You
just
literally
fucking do it
just put
myself.
the plus sign and the numbers. It's not that hard.
And then 1487. There, you've got your gold and silver and platinum.
Woo, I'm rich! I notably won't leave the estate for the next 2 days. I'll just spend it in my room chuckling because I feel reasonably safe here as a guest of this house.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before you take the ship north? No? You're all good?
Cardinal wanted potions, right?
Yeah, she got them.
Oh god.
Already
Okay.
got him. Got a couple of lesser healing potions and anti-toxic.
I'm just gonna keep practicing the rapier in the couple days I have.
I checked the
Okay.
party loot money. You see, we're gonna have to start tightening those purse strings.
I would ask if Ezekiel's going to share. I think I know what the answer is.
Hey, I've used my funds for discretionary spending at times. It's not like you won't benefit from it.
You bought drinks that one time.
I also purchased information multiple times.
Okay, so yeah, the 3 days pass. You wind up boarding the same ship you've been using the past couple times, and really, as soon as you guys are on, you're what he's waiting for. So as soon as he can, he sets sail, and you guys head across the Sea of Malice to Harganeth.
I'd like to ask the captain if he's heard any crazy stories in Clarkaron in the last couple days. Right, that's where we were? Or were we Karankar?
Argorond.
Yeah, in Clarkaron.
There's always crazy stories. What is it you're wondering about?
Just street news, random happenings in the city.
You just gotta stroke that ego, don't you?
Nothing really comes to mind. Nothing that would stand out. No.
Interesting.
Okay.
Hey, that went a million times better than my my heist in the wino's house.
Yes.
I didn't burn anything down this time.
You didn't get caught with your dick out. It's great.
All right. So you guys are. The voyage takes you. I'd say probably about 4 to 5 days to cross the sea. And as you're drawing closer to Harganeth, so I just gotta pull this up here. Once you're at a point where the city was really in view, the captain calls you up to the deck and just gestures off in the distance, and you see Harganeth, almost like parting mist as you get closer. And the city of executioners has earned its name. It looms on the northern shores of the Sea of Malice, and from what you've seen of Dark Elf cities, they've all been pretty dark and cold. Harganeth somehow takes that to an extreme. Just the visual appearance of it feels like it's colder than the rest of Nagaroth, even by Dark Elf standards. The best way to describe the city is that it's a bastion of brutality. It's built with fortress-like efficiency rather than elegance. Its jet black stone walls rise high and sheer, and seem to absorb the faint bleak light rather than reflect it. Unlike the cities you've seen before, so the bustling seaports of Karankar or the industry of Clark-Huron, the skyline here is low and brooding, dominated by shrines and bloodstreak altars dedicated to Cain. And as you get closer to the city, the air seems to get thicker, and you can almost taste this faint metallic tang on the air. It's a scent that grows stronger the closer you get, and it clings to your skin almost like a warning. The city walls are lined with tokens of devotion, iron spikes adorned with the remains of sacrifices. Desiccated bodies are swaying in the cold wind, as if in silent testament to the power of the cult that rules here. From across the waves, you hear a low rhythmic chanting, which is the ceaseless murmurs of temple acolytes echoing over the waters. Just a hum of dread that seeps into your bones. As you're getting closer to the shore, I just lost my place. Where is it? um, in contrast to Clark Huron's and Kronkar, the docks here are not busy with the sound of commerce. Instead, they lie under the watchful gaze of the city guard, who are the executioners. Their cruel eyes follow every movement. Stone effigies of Cain flank the harbor, looming high with weapons, raised as if ready to strike down any who dare disturb this place. And as the ship pulls into port, you can feel just an oppressive menace settling over you. It's just a constant, lingering reminder that in Harganeth, death is more than a consequence. It's a way of life, honored and enforced with merciless conviction.
All right,
Sounds
as
like
we're
a
going in, I just want to remind the crew: murder, thievery, and public debauchery get you executed here. Just be very careful.
I will be on my best behavior, and I give Tobias a wink.
Insight check.
What do you mean by that? I don't trust that wink. What do you mean, Ezekiel?
Fucking
I mean,
insight
I'll
check.
be on my best behavior, and I wink again.
Roll persuasion or deception, your choice.
I'm on your ass, buddy.
There's a playful hint in how he says it, but for some reason, you absolutely believe he intends to be on his best behavior.
Okay.
All right, guess we head in.
Okay. So you head down the gangplank, you step onto the cold, damp stones of the dock for Harganeth. The atmosphere settles over you like a shroud, and unlike the other cities you've seen where there's strongholds that the ports are inside the walls, you notice that a better feeling for the docks here is that it's more of an exterior landing zone. Because you get off, you look up, and you see the walls of the city itself. And actually, I'm going to share this with you guys.
Oh,
It's a very cuddly looking place, isn't it?
it looks impressive.
Joyful.
So ahead of you...
Liked sharp and spiky things, huh?
Oh, yeah. That describes so much in the Warhammer world, you have no idea.
Sharp
Spikes are
stick.
everyone's favorite thing. Sharp and spiky. So you wind up on the docks and you're looking around, trying to get a bearing for yourself. And even before you can take your first steps towards the city, I want you all to roll a perception for me. Actually, we'll do it this way, just so it's easy. Because I got this working again.
Nice.
Doesn't show my dice. And it
Showing
shows all
from
19s.
showing mine, it shows all 19s.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Okay, so that doesn't work as well as I thought it was, but the rolls are there, so that's the important thing.
Bias is going to keep his 23 from the other dice.
Yes.
Well, I was just testing
Nice.
it just to see what happened.
I think
really
it's
going.
just an issue with the token action HUD or the token
Yeah.
bar, whatever. Okay, so Bertrand and Ezekiel, you guys, you're kind of overwhelmed just by the amount of people that are near where you got off the docks. But Calgar, Cardinal, and Tobias, you're kind of looking through the crowds, and you notice that there is a column of executioners marching straight towards you.
There are executioners marching straight towards us.
Yes. And like as they're moving towards you, the crowd of people parts well before them, and it makes almost like an avenue straight towards you guys. And each of the executioners, there's probably about a dozen or so of them. They're each clad in like a gleaming silver armor that's layered over flowing black robes. The silver plates catch what little light penetrates the overcast sky, creating a stark contrast against the dark fabric that billows with each step. They carry their ceremonial swords, which Tobias would know is referred to as a drage. It's carried in the crook of their arm, and it's a towering greatsword with a single edge hook blade honed to a vicious, deadly curve. The blades are marked with all with faint runes and gleam with a lethal sharpness, symbols of Cain's unyielding demand for blood. Their open-faced helmets offer glimpses of cold, focused eyes with a dark chainmail veil that drapes across to conceal their faces below, obscuring all but their piercing gaze. And at the front of the column, the leader stands out. His armor more intricate, with additional filigree and etchings that somehow mark him above a mere soldier. And his helmet is fashioned into the shape of a skull, with hollow sockets that seem to absorb the light, and a grim mouth fixed in a silent snarl. And they, before you're able to even really react, they come to a halt, probably about 10, 15 feet away from you. And the leader inclines his head a little bit, and his voice rings out in just a very hollow, matter-of-fact tone. He says, "We've been sent by the High Priestess. You will follow us to the Temple of Cain."
Can I
Good.
point
We were
of
meaning to speak to Helebron.
Can I point of order have before we got off the ship spoken the command word to my armor to make it look like slave clothing?
Oh,
Sure.
brother. I am going to, as I see them approach, as quietly as possible, try and cast Borrowed Knowledge on myself.
Ooh, what's that do?
It just gives me one skill in which I lack proficiency. I'm just gonna give myself some persuasion in case she hits.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
okay.
Just trying to look the part as Tobias's retainer, as per our normal cover story. That's all I'm trying to do. Like, not like bottom of the barrel slave clothes, like, retainer
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Helebron was the name of the above the table. Helebron was the name of the priest of the cult of Cain, or are we going to
Yes.
someone else? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
just
leader of the bloody god of murder cult.
So, the executioners, they all fall into formation around you. Their drages are still held in the steady crook of their arm as they guide you up towards the walls and through the towering gates. And as you enter the city, a silence seems to fall over the sparse crowd of dark elves that you encounter on that main thoroughfare. And you all kind of notice that as you're walking through, these people will turn and look at you, and then almost instantly they will turn away and find the most interesting thing on the floor at their feet in front of them.
I march with pride. Like this is an honor guard for me.
Roll a history for me. Okay, so you would have heard enough from your father. Maybe not so prideful. The stories that you've heard from Harganeth, you're able to recognize that the reason why these people are turning away from you is that for someone to have drawn the attention of so many executioners, it's not seen as a mark of honor. It's a mark of doom.
The mark of honor for me.
Okay. to the people, you're as good as condemned to death. And the executioners walk you through the city at a pace where if you wanted to admire the sights, you really couldn't. Um, you just, again, you still feel that heavy, oppressive sense of no one wants to step out of line.
Guys, I could totally go invisible and Misty step the fuck out of here if you want me to.
No.
Shut your fucking mouth.
On the run in the city of executioners.
I don't care how good a title it makes, I will kill you.
And next week, we start our new campaign.
Yeah, I guess we're going to use those backup characters.
Okay, so after about an hour of walking through the streets, take it as a direct path as they can. It still is a very winding approach. Where is it?
Oh, and if I can retcon a little bit, I'll put on the dread helm as we're marching.
Of course. Okay, so they bring you up, and you come in through the western gate. And like I said, pretty much a direct path. They're bringing you straight over to the temple. Roughly about here. And as you approach the temple, the sheer size and aura just dominates your senses. It towers high above the rest of the city's bleak skyline. It's just a fortress-like structure that looms against the dull gray skies. Black stone walls rise with a brutal sharpness, each corner bristling with iron spikes and etched symbols of Cain that twist and shimmer with a faint, almost sinister gleam. Shadowed windows glare down from high above, while narrow, jagged archways mark the entryways. Portals into a place where dark rituals are woven into the stone itself. Twisted spires crown the temple's roofs, stabbing upward and casting long, eerie shadows that cut through the clouded sky. At the center of the plaza before the temple stands a colossal statue of Cain, the god of murder. The towering figure looms over the square, his arms outstretched to his sides in a stance of violent dominion. In one hand he clutches a dagger raised high, ready to strike. The other hand hangs open, with sculpted rivulets of blood running down to a vast cauldron at his feet. The cauldron's carved from dark stone, is permanently stained, a silent witness to the countless sacrificial rites. An almost tangible bloodlust radiates from the statue. Tobias, just even looking on the statue, you feel your pulse start to quicken. And along its base, engravings depict brutal scenes of offerings and violence, just a testament to Cain's relentless hunger for blood. The plaza around the statue is ringed with torches, casting an unsteady crimson glow over both the statue's grim features and the temple's black walls, bathing the entire area in a hellish light. This place is a testament to Harganeth's reverence for death, a city where sacrifice and slaughter are not merely rituals, but a way of life under the watchful gaze of Cain. As you step closer, your gaze falls upon the doors to the temple. These monumental iron slabs tower high above, wide enough to admit entire processions. Thick bands of twisted black steel crisscross the doors, forming intricate patterns like throned vines or coils of serpent, adding to the menacing aura. Deeply carved runes of Cain cover the ironwork, each etched to catch the flickering torchlight, casting shadows that seem to writhe as if alive. And embedded along the edge of the door are blood-red gems glowing faintly like embers in the cold metal, resembling 100 watchful eyes staring out. The center of each door is a fearsome, stylized mask of Cain himself glares outwards. Its hollow, wrathful eyes open, screaming mouth daring any to enter that are unworthy. Thick iron handles shaped like skeletal hands extend from the lower halves of the door, their fingers barbed and jagged, designed to pierce and draw blood from those unfit to pass within. So much reading.
For a questioning person who has never seen Cain in person, what does the statue of Cain look like exactly? Like you said, it looks like his face. What does his face look like?
You actually have seen him before.
Me as an out of character. What does bitch look like?
Oh yeah, the chalice they were pouring all the blood into, and then bathing and being hot again.
Right.
So
Fucking
it's
cockroach head,
essentially it's
though.
that statue, just 5 to 6 times larger.
Cain is also the one who's above the women in the chalice.
Yeah.
Now I have to find my notes again.
Sorry.
Okay. So as you're led into the temple, the air grows thick with an unsettling energy, and every step fills you with a foreboding sense that you are intruding upon something far older and darker than yourselves. The main worship chamber opens up before you, vast and ominous, with ceilings that stretch so high they disappear into shadow. Colossal pillars of black stone rise on either side, each one etched with harsh, jagged runes and intricate scenes of bloodshed and sacrifice. Iron sconces line the walls, each holding a torch that burns with an unnatural blood-red flame. The flickering light casts warped shadows across the room, twisting as if it's alive. The metallic tang of blood fills your nostrils, mingling with the acrid scent of incense that seems to seep into your very bones. Along the chamber's edge stand darkened stone altars, each one stained from countless offerings. Skeletal ornaments, sacrificial daggers, and bowls of smoldering coals decorate these grim tables, their shadows leaping and shifting in the eerie red glow. In the center of the chamber sits an immense cauldron brimming with a thick crimson liquid, its surface deathly still, reflecting the torchlight in shimmers of deep red. Encircling this cauldron are images of Cain himself, his fierce eyes seeming to pierce through the darkness, his hunger for blood palpable and ever present. With an uneasy feeling growing within you, you're led past the central altar, down a narrow, dimly lit corridor. The floor here shifts to polished obsidian tiles, fractured and razor sharp, mirroring Cain's cruel nature. The walls seem to close in, and again, they're adorned with icons and chains of blood red metal, each faintly pulsing with an eerie dark magic that adds to the oppressive atmosphere. Finally, you're walked through a pair of imposing doors, and you're brought into an audience chamber. The air here is colder, and a dim, foreboding light suffuses the space, casting deep shadows over the throne that sits at the end of the chamber. Massive iron braziers flank the throne, filled with slow-burning embers that release an ominous crimson glow, leaving much of the form of the person sitting in the throne draped in shadow. And seated upon her throne is Helbrun. She exudes an unsettling presence, just a decaying power that feels as ancient as it is lethal. Helbrun appears as if she's caught between youth and age. What you're able to see past the shadows is her once shining ebon color hair is now streaked with veins of silver, and skin that was once smooth is now lined with faint traces of countless years. Her thin lips are pale and cracked, twisted into a disdainful frown, while her hollow, piercing eyes, intense and predatory, assess each of you with an unsettling patience. Draped in a dark robe embroidered in the symbols of Cain, her clawed fingers dig into the throne's arm with unnatural strength, gripping them like talons. A barbed iron crown digs into her temples, a constant reminder of her undying dedication to the Lord of Murder. Every movement, every flick of her gaze exudes an oppressive authority, the power of a woman who has embraced both death and domination for centuries. In her presence, you feel the cold weight of judgment. Words feel pointless here, as if the very air forbids them. For in this sanctum of Cain, mercy is but a ghost. The only currency that holds value is blood and power. And as you approach, she gestures faintly with her hand, and the guards have you stop about 30 feet from her throne. And her voice
Booty, I'm gonna kill you.
talking too much when you're sick, not a great idea.
It's okay, buddy. Take your time.
So her voice is surprisingly soft, and yet fills the room. And her eyes wander over your group. She says, "So, these are the ones that come from Clark Haran."
I'll turn towards the captain real briefly, give him a nod, and say, "Well done, Captain." And I go, "Yes, my lady. We are here to curtail the Ever-Chosen, because he is riding again. Right now, Slanesh is gaining power in Grand. And we are here to ask for your help to cut it back, to defeat it, whatever we can do."
And how do you plan to do that?
Plan. We plan. We're... This is new lands for us up here in Harganeth and Grand. We were hoping to make an ally out of you. Help you do it. Help us do it. Somehow defeat the Slanesh worshippers. We're still working on the details.
My question is, if the cult of Slanesh has existed within the general knowledge of all Druki for ages, how do you think you're going to have any impact on their influence throughout our culture?
As best as we can tell from the other chaos gods affecting other continents and places, there's a special temple going up that is spreading Slanesh's influence, setting up a beachhead in this dimension. And it's that temple we need to tear down somehow.
And what's in it for me if you succeed?
You gain more power. You murder cultists of Slanesh. And if we succeed, I don't think the 5 of us can raid Grond by ourselves and win.
So you're looking for an army to attack Grand?
We keep
That is
hearing.
one way.
Oh.
But we're open to suggestions on how to do it. This is your city. You know
She
the
raised
city
the hand
and
to get you
Grond better.
to have you stop. She says, Ezekiel, what were you going to say?
We keep hearing this phrase that sometimes a knife is easier to wield. It's been working out for us so far. Just takes a little bit of guidance from the parties at B and the areas we go to. Maybe we could be that knife for you.
You don't think I have my own knives?
I think you have many knives. I think sometimes the one that's not expected is the best option.
And Ragnarar. I feel like I just butchered that.
You did. You did.
Yeah. Anyways, she doesn't. Says, what does a cleric of the Thousand Gods believe she can bring to our assistance and aid?
Freedom from the influence of Slanesh. If we destroy what holds human power here, well, that leaves up more space for the religious to find new meaning.
And Caligar. What's in it for the dwarves?
Calicar is just very, very visibly trying not to, like, throw hands at this point. Because, like, Clarkarond was one thing, Karankar was another. Now we're in a temple for Keen and talking to, the lead, like, Dark Elf lady. And he is very visibly just, like, trying to be as, like, still and everything as he can to not do something stupid. And then now that speaking to her, now he's gonna say, "Oh, in it for the dwarves. It's in it for everybody. I don't have any special hopes about cleaning up Druki culture. That's impossible. But we're here because I don't want the world to blow up anyway. You just happen to be a part of it."
And Bertrand, Knight of Britannia. What does your lady say about you coming and begging help from a Lord of Murder?
Terrible, terrible silence. Hunter.
I'm trying to figure it out what to say.
Okay, I just thought maybe your voice gave out or something.
On top of trying to word shit out, so my voice.
For this, don't try and do the voice. Just talk normally.
I'm not doing the voice. I probably won't be able to do the voice for at least a couple weeks. Can the DM repeat the question?
She said, Bertrand, Knight of Britannia, what does your lady think of you coming to seek the aid of the Lord of Murder.
Who? I am technically not asking for aid. I am following my companions here who are searching for aid. I am here just for the muscle. I am here to vanquish the enemies of Bretonia. As you can clearly tell that I am not hiding it anymore, and clearly you called me out on it. I'm not done. Hold on. I will protect my companions as best as I can, and to help them complete their goals. But I am not begging for guidance or favors in your house.
Very interesting. Well, I do want to see the Cult of Slanesh, the Cult of Pleasure brought low. And I would love for Marathi to be brought down a peg.
Oh, I certainly would love to kill some Slanesh, the forces of chaos.
If the path you are on continues the way it's going, I think you'll have plenty of opportunities. Okay. I believe we can help each other. But there's something I want first.
It's a
Tobias
lot.
just chuckles.
You laugh, and yet you have no idea what it is I want.
Well, we've been fighting the forces of chaos, and every single time, if someone wanted something for themselves, just to help save the world.
Oh, this isn't for me. This is for Cain. I want a sacrifice.
Of who?
That's where it gets interesting. I want one of you to face me in a single combat to the death.
Can I roll not much more of a insight, but more of a insight of if Bertrand could survive a one-on-one.
Like you're trying to judge her
Yeah.
power compared to you?
Yeah. What would that kind of be? What kind of
Let
roll
me
would
pull
that
out
be?
my scatter. Power rating says it's over 9,000.
There's an ability that fighters have that is something like that. I can't remember what it's called. I know.
It's a battle master or battle maneuver called
Yeah.
tactical.
Yeah, I think the best one is actually roll an insight.
Can I roll a history, see if I've heard of her actually dueling people before?
Sure.
I'm also gonna size this lady up, please.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'd like to try.
Oh, fuck me.
I don't need the sizer up. I am
14, yeah.
a rogue.
Fairly certain that she would kill you.
Yeah, I'm a rogue. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
So let's start with sizing her up. Um,
Roll to seduce the murder priestess.
roll to seduce the murder bitch. Um, the three of you, like Bertrand, Cardinal, Caligar, um, the power and malevolence that she exudes, it's clear that this would be a one-sided fight if she brought all of her strength to bear. And Tobias, you have heard stories of how she fights, and the fact that she has been the head of the cult of Cain since Nagaroth was established, you know that she cannot hold that position unless she is one of the greatest fighters in across Nagaroth.
Got it.
See, I have a question. You said if she wants to hold her own, if she wants to bring all her power, she'd flatten us, no doubt. But can I do an insight check into, does she want to give her all, or is she looking for a chance to die? She's fucking ancient. Is what she wants to become the sacrifice to Cain? Is that the intention of this whole
Roll insight.
shinmadig? Thank you. I'm so glad when I, in character, am smart, but
But the
out of
dice say,
character,
no, you're
in
not.
character.
No, you're not.
Yeah, thank you.
Can Bertrand give her advantage of wanting to ask the same, give the same insight?
How are
Can I
you
get-
helping her
I don't
insight?
know.
Can I get advantage for me as a player putting in the effort?
You know what? Sure, roll it again.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Fuck it. Nope.
What you're able to figure out is she's not telling you everything. So she leans a little bit closer and goes, so, which one of you is going to accept my challenge?
Now, before I accept this challenge, would my companions be able to... Do you want my own power versus your power, or may my companions give me a little
Bolster him.
boost?
Can we
Because
give him
I-
support?
Can
Hold up
clearly
there, bird
see
brain.
that you're a worthy opponent.
If your companions help, it's not really a one-on-one fight now, is it? But I can see the idea of facing me distresses you. So would it help to know that I have no intention of ending this quickly? I want to enjoy this.
So you're not going to use poison.
No, I would never use poison.
That's perfect.
Does that mean that you are accepting brave and honorable knight?
Before Bertrand can keep going and continue this, like Caligar's like kind of bouncing on his toes a little bit, like, yes, I can jump in, I can do something, like I can vent these feelings, because
I
this
can commit
entire
violence?
time we've been inside not just like the city of like one of the dwarves' natural enemies, just an entire country of these guys and having to not do anything this entire time.
Bertrand flies forward.
So
In front of him.
Caligar, before Bertrand can actually say that he's gonna go do it,
No, he just
Caligar is
flies
going
up
to...
and goes and stands in front of her and looks her up. I am your challenger.
She looks back at the vibrating dwarf and kind of laughs and says, I think you need to discuss amongst your friends before you come to this decision. She just sits back.
Listen, if this was a one-on-one in the bedroom, I'd be your guy, but I'll gladly bow out of this one.
I don't think we should do this at all. We
I don't
don't
think
gain anything from this. I mean, if she's really that powerful, she can kill us. Or what happens if we kill her? There's nothing to gain here.
I don't
It's
think we have
yet
an
again.
option.
Tobias, there is no other option.
I think there is
The
an option. I think we're
Okay.
getting jerked around again. I don't think we have anything to gain here by doing this, but I'll defer to the group, especially if someone else wants to fight.
I think we gain her support at the very least, or the support of her cult, which we need.
And then one of us is dead?
Hey, look.
That's a price I'm willing to pay with someone else's life.
Look. If I die in combat, it's okay. I don't necessarily die. I just go back to my home world. And who knows, you might see me again. But if she dies, she wants a sacrifice of regardless. If she dies, she gets her or King gets his sacrifice. If I die, King gets his sacrifice.
And then we've gained nothing.
You would gain favor.
Which is what we need to get in on this.
I
Cult of
need
King.
to repent myself for the lady.
You're not the only one looking for a good opportunity.
As much as
I feel
see
I
your anger.
have lost a connection with my goddess. I need to regain her favor. And I feel doing this combat will help with this favor. Regardless.
The entire
Bretonians
reason why I am not back
Bretonians
in my
live
dwarven
for
hold.
combat.
Yes, and the entire reason why I am not back in my dwarven hold is because my entire journey is for redemption. And do you have any idea how hard it's been for me to be here in Nagaroth and not? And I'm just gonna look at my hands and just I don't know, like I'm losing the words for the emotions that are running through myself right now. It's just to contain myself. This is the best opportunity that I will ever have. Win or lose, I'll have redeemed myself if I lose, and if I win, then that's another form of it.
Can I try to sidle in a little bit and put my arm on Caligar and say, as much as I hate having to choose who goes to die, and Caligar, you do have reason, as do you, Bertrand. If Bertrand is sure that he will not truly die, that is a cost I'm willing to pay. Caligar, my friend, the path to redemption is not quick and easy, and you have had the patience of stone, but you must keep it. The path is not anywhere near its end, and there are still more cults to slay. This is but the first step.
I like to lean in and whisper to Caligar in Dwarven. Why die here when you get to slay a bunch of dark elves when we take the temple?
That's not the point. The Helebron, the leader of the cult of Cain. What better foe than that? Than to die to some nameless dark elf spear.
How about not dying?
I second that motion. It's the same. How about this? We paper, rock, scissor this.
Parchment, shears, boulder.
Yeah.
Cheers, both.
After those epic speeches, you're just gonna, let's rock, paper, scissors this shit.
Sometimes you just gotta leave it to fate. If you guys want to do like a
D20,
Rochambeau, then yeah, just roll off with a D20. Highest roll wins.
Straight D20.
Straight D20.
Don't screw me. Ah!
Oh!
Come on! Can I go
Wow.
with advantage? I realize. Like this.
We have them two fight, then take a long rest, and the winner gets to go again. Or gets to go against her. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So it seems like
Give me a second. I need to fix my spells to where it's just pure combat.
Can you do that on the fly as a paladin?
Nope.
you don't have time for that.
I know.
Yeah,
Man.
Excuse me.
booty.
Wait. Do I have
Sorry.
an inspiration somewhere? Can I reroll?
Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it, Calgar.
Well, I'll put it this way. After how you guys did that whole discussion, you can all take inspiration for that. That was just fucking amazing.
Does inspiration stack on top of human heroic inspiration?
No, it's the same thing, but you
Damn.
can pass it off to someone else who then also gets inspiration.
But
Wait,
we all
who's
get
involved?
inspiration.
Who gets it?
Humans get inspiration after a long rest.
For
Yeah.
free.
Okay, not
But-
that. Like, who gets the inspiration you're giving out? Every single party member?
All of you, yeah.
Okay.
That's my
Can I
point. Is
reroll
I
that
already have
D20?
the heroic inspiration.
If you want to use your inspiration
Really?
to
You want to
reroll
use
that
your inspiration for
D20,
that?
go right ahead.
Oh, come on!
The dice have decided.
I disagree with the dice.
Booty, you're gonna have to
It-
give your inspo to this guy.
And Halbron's just sitting on the throne watching you guys going, rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors! And like Halgar's just losing after losing, and she just laughs and goes, my dwarven friend,
She called you a friend.
it seems like Cain, while appreciative, does not want your sacrifice. I will take the bird. She gets up from the throne, turns and walks out the back door. It's like there's a door hidden behind it. She just says, "Follow me." And she walks out.
Can we
I'm just
prepare
gonna call
this
after.
guy?
Fine, make do with the fried chicken.
Can we prep him? Oh my god, can we please buff him?
If you could do it sleight of hand.
I could cast
won't-
fly on you.
I'm not gonna underhandedly try to do it first. I'm just gonna ask after her, or as part of the previous thing we were asking her, are we allowed to give him support?
I'm gonna turn to Bertrand and just make sure he's immaculately clean. And as I'm
Yeah.
doing that, I was gonna say this is fucking stupid.
The answer to that was a definite no. She said it wouldn't be one-on-one combat.
No, this is essentially an honor duel. There is no outside support.
Well, in that case, I hold out the greater portion of healing to him and say, make it count.
Thank you. Ooh. Can't do that.
So you walk through the door and immediately step out into this balcony overlooking just a massive arena in front of you with, you see broken weapons and patches of some areas where the blood is dry, some where the blood is fairly fresh. And behind you, that procession of executioners that led you to the temple file in as well and stand shoulder to shoulder, blocking the door behind you.
Oh, look at us up here on the balcony.
And then
Hey guys, this Coliseum is it's bringing back memories.
it's not the same one that Ted used.
I know,
It's pretty close.
but it's bringing back memories.
Um, with kind of a dramatic flourish, she grabs the cloak that's surrounded her and whips it off. It just kind of drapes it over the back of her chair. And you get your first real good look at Hellbrun.
Hell yeah, wood smash. Let's go.
10 out
She
of 10.
draws. She draws a jagged-edged short sword in one hand and a dagger in the other, where the blade is just a black metal that reflects no light except the faint gleam along the edge. And around her shoulders is a darker cloak that, even from where you are, you can feel like just the sense of magic from it. And she gestures with a hand over the side and says, "Oh, why am I blanking on that?" Master Knight, if you would do the honors and take first step on the grounds beneath.
Sir Maestro, please give us some great battle music that I'm about to die to. Or survive to.
Wait, we have poison. Do you want it?
And so the balcony that you guys are standing on is, say, probably good 30 to 40 feet above the floor of the Coliseum. And as soon as Bertrand sets foot on the sand, Halibron has this excited and eager look come across her face, and without hesitation leaps over the side of the balcony and falls to the sand, landing with no issue.
Now, before we start, can you give me a moment? Please.
Take your time.
Bertrand sticks his sword into the dirt. He drops down to one knee and starts praying to the Lady of the Lake. Give me one moment. O fair lady of my goddess, the protector of the Grail, I beseech you of your blessing of the battle to come. I fight in your honor to protect men, fight against the chaos and your enemies. One moment. to serve the Lady of the Lake, to defend the domains entrusted to her, to protect the weak and fight for the right. Always fight the enemies of virtue and order. Never give up the fight until the foe be defeated. Never break faith with friend or ally. I will always display honor and courtesy. Bertrand stands up, pulls his sword out of the dirt, pulls his sword up to in front of him, and readies his shield and points the tip of the sword to thy enemy. And before a quick battle off, he casts Shield of Faith on himself.
Fuck him up, Hunter.
Sure. Yeah, you get. She even like lets you cast it.
No, rather. We finally got to the first gladiator fight of our campaign, y'all.
And actually, I even say like you going through like your prayer and your oath, like you do feel a sense of the lady's power starting to come back from what you lost. And as you begin to stand, Helbron just laughs and kind of shakes her head and goes, Bretonians. Always predictable. And on that note, roll for initiative.
Ugh.
Did anybody bring popcorn? Can you share some?
While everybody's watching the fight, can I mask of many faces and look like one of the temple guards? Kidding.
So with a flourish, she takes her own stance, and you can see like there's just a sense of anticipation and bloodlust in her eyes as she races towards you.
Oh.
I don't know why it's not showing it when you do, but whatever, this works. So she comes straight at you, and she's leading with the sword, and it comes swinging around. Guess it helps if I begin combat here.
Just a little bit.
The tiniest combat tracker I've ever seen.
No shit.
Calgar is very just visibly upset. Like, I'm gripping the rails with like white knuckles.
I'm gonna lean into Dashi. I'm just gonna say I got 50 gold, says she wins.
So first swing comes in wide and misses. Second attack. Second attack, she's able to get in past your past your shield, and you feel the blade rip a line across your flank.
Short sword of wounding?
Yeah, those suck. Real bad.
So you take 9 damage on that hit. And using her momentum, she comes around. I don't know why it's asking for concentration. It shouldn't. She comes around, and you can see that there's a level of mastery in how well she uses her dagger, and it's going to be part of her attack action. Dagger clangs helplessly off your shield. And then just to show you what you're going against, where is it?
Oof. She's got a short sword.
What the fuck is that, man?
Wait, what?
Sever the threads?
Yeah, it means she crits on you on a 19 and a 20.
The fuck is this?
I'll lean back to Ezekiel and say, 5 gold says we lose.
You guys have no faith in your companion here.
You
Don't
can't hear us. You're in the middle of combat down there getting smacked around like a balloon in a windstorm.
Okay, for some reason this didn't get brought over, so let's do this.
5 gold says we lose? I'll take that bet.
Who's we?
I bet he puts up a good enough fight that whether he dies or wins, we get something out of it. So that's a win. I'll take that bet.
Okay, for some reason this isn't working, it's pissing me off. So I'm just going to say what's going to happen. She's going to hit you with a flurry of blows.
Oh, fuck, she's a monk.
Ah, shit.
That's right, Gimli.
Gimli would like to give Hunter a doggo inspiration.
So the first one missed. And the second one missed. And that's her turn.
It's okay, Hunter, you're up against Richter's dice, you'll be fine.
Don't jinx the dice. Don't say anything about the dice.
I didn't say anything. She said it. I'm the jinx. I've got the Will Wheaton curse. Don't roll a 1. I'm kidding. You got
We're
this.
terrible. You
Back
got
to
this,
back
Hunter, you
nat
got this.
20s, big money, no whammies. I feel it.
Crit smite that bitch.
Yeah.
Back to whence she came.
Alright, I am obviously going to use the attack action. So with that, I'm going to use my vow of enmity,
Enmity.
whatever. That gives me advantage on my attack rolls against this target.
Okay.
Enmity, not enmity, but okay.
Enmity.
That's exactly where my mind went. And then enemy.
And then Enmity. That's what I said.
You said
Hey.
enmity.
I have to use my channel divinity to do it.
Skida, I summoned the.
I'm using my bonus action to
Yep.
activate the shield. Fudge monkey.
She's just a blur of motion as your swings are coming in, and your sword bites into dirt and just spraying sand through the air.
I'm debating on using my inspiration die to reroll that, but at the same time, I might want to save it for a save.
Just test her limits for now.
Yeah. Get ready. Bertrand you're on deck.
You see a little, like, she's got a permanent smile on her face, but there's a bit of an extra gleam in her eye as she vanishes from in front of you.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think Azrael will appreciate that Bertrand still has to roll a concentration for Shield of Faith from when he took the hit.
That is true.
Raven Queen, what's that bitch doing here?
Is it a check or a saving throw?
It's a Constitution saving throw. That's why it popped up. It was a concentration. Okay. Yeah. So she kind of just she disappears in just a flash of red energy, and you hear her behind you. You're able to turn and get your guard up in time. And she comes at you with another flurry of attacks. First one with the sword misses. There's your concentration.
I'm fine. As long as I roll above a 10 total.
Yep.
Unless she nukes you with damage, but yeah.
But I don't see it on my character sheet where it's showing me as a AC of 20.
Did you target yourself when you cast the spell?
I did.
Did you have the effect on you?
I don't.
You might need to apply it onto him. If you have convenient effects.
There we go.
That works. Thank you.
And then we get the dagger coming in. And she will go for another flurry of blows.
I'm going to use that inspiration die.
Okay.
Now, do I get an inspiration die back for the Gimli inspiration?
For the Gimli inspiration.
Never mind.
Okay, for this one, I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw. Okay. So she's swinging wildly with her sword and dagger, and as she uses her momentum to swing around, she comes in low and her leg sweeps out, and she's trying to take your feet out from under you, but you're able to get your foot up in time to avoid that hit.
She got battle master maneuvers too.
No, she's way of the open hand.
Oh, yep. That's a thing. Jiminy crickets, man.
And the momentum from that leg sweep, she comes up and just kind of shoulder charges straight into your chest. Give me a con save.
Just gave you one.
Well, this is a different concentration or
I know.
constitution. Okay. You feel this wave of energy pass through you, and your muscles start to tighten, but you're able to shake that off. But it did slow you down a bit. Um, your speed is at half if you decide you want to move. And she's going to have advantage on her next attack.
For what?
Stunning strike.
It didn't work.
If it succeeds, you're stunned. If you fail the save, you're stunned. If you successfully save, your speed is at half until the start of your next turn. Until the start of her next turn, and the next attack roll made against you has advantage.
Did they change that?
Yes, they did.
They buffed
Monks
Wow.
got real good.
Monk is one of the biggest
Such
buffs in the
horseshit.
new rules.
Hey, I only made her level 8. Okay, you got your hit.
After Bertrand has been being pummeled by Helbron, he gained his resolve and finally able to bring down his sword and pull it across her chest from her neck to her down.
You rolling damage?
Yeah, it showed up as a D8.
Oh, it's because you rolled it as a single hand.
Oh,
Just hit the
damn.
attack button again and switch it to the two-handed, and then just roll damage from that.
Can I take that 20?
No.
He's going to pump a Divine Smite.
Okay. Is this feature in here? So she's gonna deflect your attack.
The first attack hit you with a 26.
This is just redirecting the damage. It reduces the damage that you deal.
Okay.
It's like deflect missiles, but for
But now it applies
all
to everything.
attacks.
So you do a total of 20 damage. So she takes 4.
Well, I can't find that mastery feature on here on my character sheet. That's the sap ability.
Yeah, so her next attack's at disadvantage, which
So-
she had advantage, so just
A
cancels
single.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
Now my second attack.
Yep.
Thank you, Lord. So after coming across downward from the neck down, he brings up his sword to the opposite direction, raking from bottom to top up to her face. And I'm also going to pump in the Divine Smite that I used was a free feature. Now I'm going to use my bonus action.
Still a bonus action though.
Is it really?
It's the free feature lets you use it without using a spell slot, but it just casts the spell, which is a bonus action.
Such horseshit.
Paladin's got hit with the nerf pad.
Fucking hate that.
To be fair, Paladin was like the most OP class in base 5e.
I know. I don't want it to go back.
It's like middle of the road now. Ranger is still bad.
And that's you.
Yeah.
Hit the button. She's gonna bamf again, and this time I actually remember what this does for me. Second attack. Dagger.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. Okay, so as the dagger gets under your guard, you feel just kind of an ebbing to your life force, and you have a feeling something's not quite right.
Like in what way?
Well, you can read the dagger. She's gonna crit on 19 now as well. I need a concentration check. And then bonus action, she's gonna go for an unarmed strike.
At least it was an unarmed strike.
Oh, come on. You need to roll a 1 to fail that?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's going to go for a stunning strike. So if you can do a con save for me. Okay. That's her. So again, movement's half if you want to move, and her next attack has advantage.
So I'm gonna Misty Step, use my bonus action to Misty Step, 40 feet up in the air, and use my movement, another 15 feet up in the air.
That's a 55 for people who don't want to math.
And I am going to use my full action to down a greater potion.
Which is 4d4. So, do the math, Woody.
44 plus
16 plus
4
is
is 20.
20.
That's right.
Thank you, Booty.
I was looking at other things at the time, but yes, that's right.
Over in the viewing corner, I'm just going to give Caligar a mug of Dwarven Ale and say,
You
Okay.
see Bertrand taking these hits, and you saw that one punch kind of dented his armor just a skosh, and he felt it, and he turned around to face his opponent, and just you see a flicker of green, blue and white, and he disappeared. But in the after image, you see the unicorn appear, but you see Bertrand up in 55 feet up in the air.
She looks up at you as you fly up into the sky and just laughs and goes, I had a feeling you would want to stay on the ground with me. So that does take her action.
Oh, that's good.
So she flies up to meet you.
What's her movement speed?
It gives her a fly speed of 60.
Oh, fuck you. So
And
she's a little bit above me.
just to be extra, she's going higher than you.
Typical.
And then she will use Flurry of Blows to get in a couple of unarmed attacks. Apparently I still can't roll like shit, though.
Shouldn't she be rolling? No, never mind.
Wow.
Ha!
Some things just never
Okay.
change.
I know.
Question.
Answer.
If a person became paralyzed, do they stop flying and go to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Anything that, like, if you get paralyzed or
Can I roll an insight to see this person has high wisdom? She's a monk. She probably does.
Yeah.
yes,
I have to spell hold person, but I'm like, that might just screw me. Can I still hit her if she's 5 feet above me?
She's within 5 feet of you. That's your reach.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first hit does 5.
My sword nicks her, tries to take her legs off, considering she is flying above me. And her first attack is at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what? I didn't do that.
No, I did.
Is my movement cut in half?
No.
Okay. I don't want the fall damage if I happen to get frozen. So take your attack of opportunity.
That's a crit.
Fuck your crit.
Oh no.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh. Ooh.
And
No. I cough and cast darkness. Kidding.
and she's gonna use another focus point.
What for? It's still my turn. Oh,
Guess she can add on to it.
Says per turn.
Yep.
It doesn't specify whose turn, not round.
Huh. Yeah, gotcha.
You go to move away, and the hit comes in, and she hit. Let's see. The sword comes, or the dagger comes in, and she gets behind you and jams her dagger right at the base of your wing, and you feel that thrum of energy go through your body, and every muscle seizes up, and you plummet to the ground.
Fun fact, it says he's stunned, which gives him the incapacitated condition. That doesn't mean that he's paralyzed. It means he can't take actions or reactions. I just clicked it to read it. It automatically fails strength and dexterity. Oh, can't move.
Can't
Okay,
move.
yep, never mind. Missed that part. I tried.
just out of pure curiosity, roll that 5d6.
I tried.
Because I might survive. I might survive.
Can I cough and dispel magic on her clothing?
Are you actually?
Do you seriously want to try it?
No. We'd all get murdered.
Yeah, if you were gonna try it, Caligar would have whacked you upside the head with his hammer. That's not just interrupting a fight. Yeah, it's trying to save somebody, but you're trying to interrupt an honor duel.
I don't care about honor. I care about people being alive.
Yeah, but
So she casually drops down the 60 feet to land on right beside you.
She trips.
She drops? She takes the 5d6?
No, it'd be 66 because she's at 60.
You know what? Just for theatric sense, she stops flying, falls.
And she takes no damage because she's a fucking monk.
Yeah, she
Just
doesn't take the
wanted to do
23
that.
damage. But her first
That's what I
attack
was
against,
afraid of.
her first attack against you
I'm prone. It'd be advantage, but because I hit you,
balanced out. Yep.
Well, I don't want to be that person again, but that applied to the flurry of blows attack that he used.
that's true.
Well, be that person before all that stuff happens.
No, no. Let's go back. You need to roll a single die, dude.
He did roll a single die on that. I'm saying it wouldn't apply
Did he?
to this one. This one would be at advantage.
Jeez.
Whatever.
Yeah, it still hits.
It wouldn't be a crit. Fuck it. Continue.
That's too much effort right
Cynthia.
now.
No, he only rolled 1d20 on that attack that hit you.
Thanks, Booty.
Yep, no, we got it. But I'll stick with what I did before. This one's going to be level. I'm not going to do the advantage on this one. Because I'm going to take that crit damage. So that first attack missed.
Holy shit. I'm at death's door.
Even as a DM, Mazro can't escape it.
And flurry of blows. So she gets that next hit in, and she sees like you fall back, and she can see like you're starting to lose consciousness. She straddles your chest, gets down right close to you, and says, "Thank you. That was brilliant. Kane appreciates your sacrifice." She takes her dagger and just rips it across your throat.
I poof out of existence. Well, technically, I still have 3 death saves.
Yes and no. So the hit brought you into the death saves.
Sure.
And then she rips your throat open, and your blood is just pouring onto the ground, soaking the sand beneath you. She stands up, takes a step back, and says, "Kane appreciates the sacrifice, but he doesn't want your life just yet." She snaps her fingers, and breath comes back into your lungs.
To full?
No, you are badly hurt. You have
Just
1 health.
Okay.
She reaches
In a graspy voice, yells out to his compatriots, "See, not so bad."
She sheathes her weapons and reaches down with a hand to help you up.
I'll take my 5 gold.
Technically, she just lifts him up.
Does
He's
she?
tiny.
5 gold.
I got it.
We're up too high. Bertrand doesn't see this.
Well, that was unexpected. I thought she was going to kill him.
Oh, he was dead.
I know, but why did she save him in the end?
I wasn't dead. I was still on death's door.
Did you rip your throat out, man?
Okay, so then she brings you back up to the balcony, and it's kind of just leaning against the rail. And goes, "Okay, so now that sacrifice has been appeased, how do you plan? What do you intend to do when you get to Grand? What ideas do you have, and how can I assist?"
Well, if we knew the layout of the town better, it would help. We were throwing out a bunch of ideas, like an attack, and then we go in and raise the temple, stuff like that.
We need to find the point where Slanesh's influence seeps into this world.
Be an artifact, it could be a temple, it could be, we don't know whatever that thing is needs to be destroyed.
Perhaps a small team would be better. Elite. Send as assassins. Your people can kill whoever they wish, while we focus on finding this point of entry for Slanesh and destroying it.
We do have ideas of where this temple, for lack of a better term, would be located. And I do have someone that is quite familiar with the city of Grand. Just kind of like raises a hand and gestures to the guards behind her. One steps back, goes to the door, and returns a minute or so later with an elf that's just covered head to toe, black robes, and comes up beside her, says nothing, is very deferential. She looks over and goes, "This fine individual um, goes by the name of Heartrender." And she very pointedly looks at Caligar and says, "I believe you're already acquainted."
Oh no!
Caligar gets a nice broad grin.
Oh, bloody hell.
I got frostbite on my willy because of you.
He just shakes his head. It's like, I expect nothing less from humans. Okay, so I do have a screaming baby I gotta get to.
Yeah, we know. We could hear it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Should we do like a little break?
No,
Or
if
have you
if I'm
been
going up
doing-
to, we're trying to get her to separate from Katie a little bit. So Katie's actually sleeping on the bed we have down by my computer, which is why you heard the monitor. So if I'm going up to deal with Sibby, it's because I'm taking her into our room and dealing with her.
Yeah.
But I do think this is actually a good place to stop.
Do I get a long rest?
Not yet, you don't. Get your ass up here.
At some point you will. We're not going to do that right now.
All right, let me pump 35 points of lay on hands on myself.
I don't want to. Oh wait, you know, 35. You should be fine. There's 23 points you can't heal back till you take a short or long rest from this short sword of wounding.
Yep. I was keeping track.
Bite me.
Well, Azrael's the DM, so somebody has to be that guy now.
I know.
Just gotta be quicker on that guyness.
Well, no, I was saying you did it right because he was imposing disadvantage on an attack you had advantage on. Because you had hit with your fate shears.
Right.
Or
Anyways,
What I should have done
Anyways.
was Misty step back to the ground and not get hit like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
yeah. You pulled
Alright.
a Zeke.
No, I just brain farted. I didn't pull.
Yeah, that's
you.
pulling a Zeke. That's what I do. I brain
I didn't
fart.
No, your brain farts are very bad.
Yeah, that's what yours was. You
They're the stinkiest of brain farts.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's call it there. And yeah, when we pick it up next week, we will have you guys move into Grand. And just for shits and giggles.
the suspense.
What's that?
What sound does that mean?
Level up.
I didn't hear a sound.
Woo!
Ah.
We
Was that
level
right?
up? Hell yeah.
That would be leveling up. You guys are gonna hit 8? Cause shit's gonna hit the fan.
My build finally comes online. No, I'm just kidding. That would have been old
I
Zeke
just
5e.
Remember, I won't be available next week. due to fumigation.
It's okay. I'll puppet your character.
I got it. Shield of Faith. If I get hurt, lay on
Personally, I would like to
hands.
be in a stasis mode and not get played.
Oh, right. Give him a little coma rest to heal from his wounds.
We can have a heist. I can do another heist for half a session.
We'll
In the
figure
town that's
something
going to
out.
kill us?
In the next town. Not this town. He said Grand.
Oh, in Grand, yeah.
Is there a magic item shop in Harganeth?
We'll deal with that next time.
Well, technically, I can still play, but I won't have my computer with me.
Well, thanks.
All theater of the mind.
Thanks for everybody who tuned in tonight. We love you all. Hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye.
Bye.